guys. Welcome to the Friendly Toxicity podcast number 1. Let's just go around and introduce ourselves, I guess. Let's go in a circle, I guess.
I'm John Michael.
That's all you're gonna do?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They don't need to know anything about us. They
don't need to know my life yet.
About John Michael.
Okay, I'm Adam.
Whatever, man.
I'm Daniel.
And I'm Josh.
And we are Friendly Toxicity. Oh, I'm Asa, by the way. And okay, so basically we started this. We've been talking about this for a while, I feel like. Just kind of joking. And then we were just like, why don't we actually just try?
We're adults now. Let's do something cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's all go away to college and then start it.
Let's have all summer to do it, and then
let's wait until it's like the
idea.
hardest time we could possibly do this.
Right when we have to get all situated. We could have been doing this all summer.
Yep.
We really could have.
Hey, we will though.
We could have been doing this for about like 2 years.
Okay, so basically, last weekend, was it last weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Adam was like, hey, come to my college and stay the night with me.
Come to my apartment.
And that happened. And basically, it was kind of like the last straw. We realized how like entertaining the night was.
We realized how awesome and entertaining we are.
And yeah, so that happened. So, and then yeah.
Well,
So
basically, we argued about Star Wars rankings for 2 hours.
But we were going to watch a movie, and I turned the TV on,
What?
and the end of Return of the Jedi was on.
That's
and
right.
so we were like, well, we got to finish this. And then Asa was like, oh, you have a whiteboard? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, well, we're going to rank Star Wars movies. And then it just happened. And it took like 30 minutes to do the whole thing.
It was longer
And
than
we
that.
ended up fighting about The Last Jedi. So then we watched the entire movie.
Which took us 3.5 hours almost because we were arguing about that.
So we
took
stayed
like
up
3
till
but-
6 in the morning. Almost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sunrise.
But we
So-
watched the 5th best Star Wars movie, so it was kind of worth it.
I fell asleep
Did we
during
rank
the
it 5?
Canto
The
Bite
plan-
scene, thank goodness.
Just to reiterate, though, the plan was to play poker and watch
We
a
never
classic
got to
movie
poker.
that Adam hasn't seen because Adam has seen no classic movies.
Yeah,
That's a
for real
lie.
And
facts.
That
it
is
was
not
gonna.
a lie.
Oh, it was The Godfather. It was the
Yeah,
most
I
classic
know,
movie, and you
like-
haven't seen it. Okay.
I showed you Pulp Fiction.
And now I'm a huge
Great
Tarantino
movie.
fan, so thank you, Josh.
Yeah.
He's on the
You're
bandwagon. Did you see
Oh,
Once
no.
Upon a Time, bro?
Yes, I loved it.
Okay, so then yeah, we argued all night about The Last Jedi. Basically, we were pretty much in agreement about the rest of them, right?
For
Yeah,
the most
pretty
part,
much.
For the most
Like
part.
the
Yeah, Solo.
I was
Revenge of
five,
the
six-
Sith is
5,
my
6,
number
7
one.
was
but
like the interchangeable little
Yeah.
area.
Did you
but
say
like
Revenge of the Sith was
from the
number
big-
one?
heck yeah, dude.
I'd say Force
Oh
Awakens
man,
Solo.
I feel the judgment right now.
And then
I haven't seen like
We'll get to
4 or
it.
5 or 6 in like
We'll get
over
to
5
it.
years though. So I don't
we'll
remember
watch them
anything.
together
No,
next
no.
time we hang out.
I still can't believe that one person changed your mind about the Obi-Wan Anakin fight. Remember that? You said it's actually really dumb how they're like going across and like holding onto the rope and
like swinging like Tarzan. Yeah.
I thought
Well,
that was awesome.
also,
It was.
I mean, it looks
You're
cool,
correct.
It was.
but in my opinion,
I mean,
it should be like
it's supposed to look cool. It's Star Wars.
it should be like the
It's not-
destruction of 2 brothers being ripped apart
How
by
do
the
you
f-
not see it
by
that
the
way?
light and the dark. Because there's nothing emotional about it. They're spinning around their laser swords and doing flips
Bro,
left and right. There's nothing nothing
like-
real there. There's nothing
dialogue
I
emotional.
have
in
the high
between
ground now.
No, there's not.
And then he jumps
No,
up.
there's not. The most emotional part is when Anakin says, "I hate you," and Obi-Wan says, "You are my brother, Anakin. I loved you." And then Anakin says that I hate you then, and then he leaves him. It
He
should have
leaves
just
him
been
to
like
die.
an
You
all-out,
could have
just
just
like
forced him into the lava a
brawl.
little more, just to like end his death.
Wait, so Josh hasn't seen the Clone Wars, like the animated series, so does that make him a little less invested in that fight? Because you get a whole lot more Anakin Obi-Wan. Like,
Okay, but like
I
yeah, you
think-
shouldn't need a
Show.
TV show to crutch. You shouldn't need a crutch of a TV show to support your movies.
I think
This
I
is
think,
true.
I think I
Have to.
disagree with you, Josh, because that fight is awesome.
Even if the Clone
Thank
Wars
you.
does enhance it, you should not need the Clone
no,
Wars
I'm
to
not even
appreciate it
talking
more.
about that. But also I was trying to argue that Attack of the Clones is worse than the Clone Wars animated movie.
they're both trash.
I mean,
I was
Clone
trying-
Wars animated movie is really bad.
It really is.
Attack of the
actually
Clones is really bad.
I saw it in the theaters when I
they're
was
both
9,
not
and I thought it was the
good.
coolest thing ever.
Are those actually
But
canon?
looking back, Clone
Yeah.
Wars
That's why
is
we.
canon.
That's why we. That's why we
I've
put it
only
on the
seen,
list.
Like 2 or 3
Mhm.
episodes. That's cool.
That's why the Clone Wars movie is canon.
Also, the ending of Revenge of the Sith doesn't make sense. Because instead of Anakin riding that little droid 2 feet down the lava river and jumping off, he just decides to jump, do a front flip right over Obi-Wan.
Which he's cocky, dude. That's the whole point of his
Dude,
character.
oh my
You
gosh.
underestimate.
He
my
could have just force
power.
pushed him and jumped on the
Rose or
regular
Jar
way.
Jar?
He's cocky, man.
Ooh,
For
that's a
best
good
or,
question.
like,
He doesn't just
better
want to
or
beat you. He
worse?
wants to
Or
embarrass
the
Would
you.
most
I-
cringy
Would I
character
rather
of all time?
watch
Jar
Jar
Jar.
Jar or Rose? Is that what you're
I'd rather
asking?
watch
That would have
Rose.
been harder, but we
Y'all
rewatched.
would rather watch Rose
we
than Jar
rewatched
Jar.
Last
Yes.
Jedi. Yes,
Really?
Rose is not
Yes.
actually that bad.
We
she
watched
has
it,
two
we're
really
like,
bad scenes.
Jar Jar has an entire movie that's bad. So
2 movies.
I think she was
Oh,
just a
yeah, I forgot
forced.
about that.
He gets
diverse
passively
character.
bullied by Palpatine. Attack of the Clones.
Jar Jar elects Palpatine to become
Yes.
Supreme Leader, Supreme Chancellor.
But it's like,
Plus,
Palpatine just
also
says-
he's a Sith Lord, so
okay, dude.
Is it true that
We
they were
got-
actually going to make him a Sith Lord?
No.
Or-
no,
I think
it was,
so.
It was a
100%.
Because I heard it
Oh, you
actually
really
I
was
believe
something they were
that.
gonna
Are you being
do, but-
sarcastic? You
I saw the. I don't know. I'd like to believe it. I saw the theory video on YouTube. It's kind of tempting.
I mean, I feel like it was like a hardcore like fan theory, but like not a fan theory that anyone actually wanted to happen. It was just like a total meme.
I mean, it makes sense because Count Dooku comes out of nowhere as the apprentice.
I think their biggest mistake was killing Darth Maul.
Or, I mean, they killed.
He's in Solo.
Yeah, and,
Well,
and Clone
right.
Wars.
Yeah.
He is in Clone Wars. He got robotic legs.
But
Yeah.
at the time, he was like, with that decision, he was dead, and then they brought him
Yeah.
back. So in that movie, if
For
you
the
think
most
about
part.
it, they killed 2 really awesome characters within a span of like 10 minutes in the first movie.
Qui-Gon's
any
okay.
movie that Liam Neeson
No one-
actually
I
dies.
really like.
Qui-Gon is a very cool cardboard cutout
No
of a
one
Jedi.
is defending Phantom Menace, right?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
Because
That's bad.
I think that's dumb too. I think Qui-Gon should have.
Like if you, I mean, there's just not a way to have him in.
I think
I mean,
Qui-Gon
they
could
could
have
have
been
done it
cool.
differently.
To
I
be
don't
honest,
know.
I don't think Qui-Gon should have existed in the first place because it makes it sound like in the originals that Yoda was Obi-Wan's master. You know, he's like
I forgot.
Yeah,
that
because
Was I
he,
any
he
different when you
said,
trained
yeah,
me?
was I any different, right?
I mean, I'm fine with Qui-Gon being the master, but like Obi-Wan
But
should have been
Yoda
the main
trains all the
character of that
younglings.
movie.
He's in there in the room with the younglings teaching him, so it could have just been when he was. Yeah.
There's this guy on YouTube that redid the like entire prequels, and he says that the prequels should have focused around Obi-Wan instead of like the Skywalker trilogy, and Anakin should have been like technically a side character, but like really close. And I agree. I should have been Obi-Wan's trilogy. That would have been so sick.
I don't know why he's not getting a movie. Like they're gonna give him the TV show, but like with all like the like want for that and all like the fan like want for that, I don't know why they're not giving him a movie. I don't understand it.
So if I could make one Star Wars movie, it would be about that little kid that says, "Master Anakin, what are we going to do?"
Shut up.
The movie
And
just
he
ends with
survives
that same
that.
scene.
He survives that,
No,
and he
what?
becomes
No.
Star Killer.
Oh.
I think it's very clear that he doesn't
No.
survive.
No, Star Killer.
That's what I'm saying, though. You
No,
wouldn't
Star
expect
Killer
it.
is on Kashyyyk, bro.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I
these
literally
things.
played that game.
I don't know these.
The first
things.
level is Darth Vader, and you're running through the Wookiees, and then you find this kid on Kashyyyk, and you like
Yeah.
train him.
Hmm.
I think he does have force powers though.
The first game was awesome. The second one was like,
Well, it
okay,
was a
they
good
just
thought.
like copied the first one and it's not as good.
That's called making money.
I just wanted to be clear that I'm the only avid Star Wars game player still. Just putting that out there.
It's
Just
good-
because
all
you
you
play
do is play
Battlefront.
Battlefront.
Battlefront
baby.
2.
I'm probably gonna
Oh,
play the
big
Jedi
boy
game
over
when it
here.
comes out. It looks really good. It's more of like an
It does
adventure
look good.
game.
But Battlefront 3 is also going to come out next year.
I'd rather play the
Is that
Jedi
true?
game. than
Why?
So basically, what you're saying is,
And I
EA is
heard
trying to make some
Battlefront
more
3
money.
Battlefront 2 got a lot better. So
It did. It's like $3 right now. You'll need to get it with me.
It's
I mean,
only
I would.
$3.
That's
if
a
I had
mean-
my
that's a-
that might be a cop.
That's a future episode for sure. Let's just play
What?
Battlefront.
That's just playing Battlefront.
we should totally
He's kidding.
live
It's not
stream.
happening.
Just a
When we
gaming
play.
channel.
Live stream gaming.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Like half of the people that are
Yeah, we'll
listening
save
just
that
turned
till
it
after
off.
They can see our toxicity for Siege.
Yeah. Okay, that's where it gets really toxic. It's not even friendly toxicity.
No, it's
It's
just
just toxic.
It's just toxic.
us.
You might need a mature rating.
When
for
we're
That's
that
the
episode.
funnest part. Just for you, boss. What are you
Just
talking
for you.
about?
Just for you.
When we're just in a room, it's friendly, but then like if
When
we're
you don't
playing-
have to look the person in the
It's
eye.
just the
while
power of
you're
the
saying
internet.
something.
That's
That's
what I was
just the
about to
power of the
say.
internet, man. That's why Twitter's so toxic.
But
Same
yeah.
reason.
But yeah, last weekend was fun, and we before all this went down, we went to go play mini golf, and these
I won.
people, Adam won. Adam did win. Adam played very well, actually.
Adam actually,
You did
Adam
Nobody
was
cared
killing
about
it.
that input.
Adam was killing
Nobody
it.
played bad except for John Michael, really.
Oh,
You want to fight?
yeah. So Adam, was that the first time you beat me in putt-putt?
Oh, I'll beat you at Cedar Creek too.
I don't know about that.
No, I remember it was at the church thing.
Oh, it was. He's correct about
I
that.
don't
Dude,
think so.
my second putts are like insane.
I don't know about that.
I don't think I was there for that, so I can't.
Are you really
comment.
flexing on us with mini golf right
yes,
now?
yes, I am.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask.
I mean, I would, absolutely. But yeah,
That's the most important shot in putt putt is your second shot. You got to put that one in.
yeah. Okay, that's
The
fair.
most important shot in all of putt putt.
hot take.
Adam is a
Second
master of.
shot.
Okay, but yeah, and these people that were in front, it was super crowded, and we had to wait like 2 minutes.
So we had a
Yeah,
lot of
that's
time
true.
to just chill and
Also,
talk.
there was a guy in front of us that kept making me mad because he would finish the hole and then stand on the green for
with
30
like
seconds.
just
Dude, that
maybe
was
even like
stupid.
just his heels, but he
Yes.
would like make sure that at least some part of his body was touching the green.
And at first, I was like, "Is he doing a bit? Is it supposed to be funny?" And then he did it 3 more times, and I was like, "Hey, dude,
Hey, buddy,
is that what I said?"
you went, hey, buddy, and he like turned around and like
he like slightly looked at you
It
and
seemed
didn't
like
acknowledge
he
your
didn't
presence.
notice me,
like
but then he
slightly
moved his
acknowledged
feet.
your.
No, I think he noticed. He was just too weak to say anything
It was-
about it.
He was the beta.
That, I was about to say it was.
He was beta.
Ace of the alpha male.
Okay.
Man, if you just look at the way this guy's carrying himself, like,
Such a
eh.
Chad.
only those people stand on the green after their putt is over.
Such a chat. Okay, but
Yeah.
then these other people got mad at me.
Because you photobombed their picture,
Okay,
and it
no,
was
but
like a bunch
listen,
of
no,
sorority
I mean,
girls,
yeah.
so they were
listen,
pissed.
listen.
No,
So
they were definitely out of college.
they were old.
They were in their
They were like,
late 20s, I'd
yeah,
say.
they were like 28.
So I go up to get my ball out of the hole, and as I'm bending over, I hear, "Shouldn't have boarded it that way," and it's fine. But as I'm getting the ball out of the hole, I hear, "Okay, 1, 2, 3," and I stand up and turn around, and there's a big picture.
No, you
Yes.
saw what was
Yes.
happening.
You
You very
purposely
And I
intentionally
went-
tried
and
to
I went
photobomb
like this.
that.
I give him a thumbs up.
Except for it was like a giant smile and
Yeah,
a
it was
giant
a real
thumbs up.
big smile. And then I walked off, and then
I watched on purpose.
I
The girl
didn't
that had the
see-
phone, I wanted to see what she did, and so when she pulled the phone out and looked at it, she kind of like cocked her head sideways and was like, "What?" And then she showed the other girl, and she got so pissed. The second girl she showed it to, she like turned around, and looked at him as he was walking away, and I was like, "Whoa!"
I heard
She was not
someone. All I
happy.
heard was, "We saw that," but I didn't
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at their reactions because I was just walking away. Because I mean, I
Ace
didn't.
was just
I
trying to
didn't.
get out of
I
there.
didn't think anything of it. I was just like, "Oh, okay, I'm in the picture."
I saw that they were all, like, really pissed, but I didn't know what it was about at the time.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't
man.
either. I thought
then
like,
Asa
they were
comes
just
walking
yelling at you
back
for
and
no
he's like-
reason.
But
Were they mad?
And then John was like, "Should I fight them?"
Dude, let's fight.
It's like 4 upper 20-year-old dudes that are all like bigger than all 5 of us, and John Michael's like, "I'ma fight them."
John
Yeah.
goes,
Let's
"He only
fight."
weighs 190 tops."
This one dude's
I
like,
did not say
John Michael's
that.
like, Ace is like, "Dude, you cannot beat them in a fight." And John Michael's like, "Yeah, but I have a stick."
Yeah,
and
but we
Ace
have
is like, "They
weapons."
all have a stick." Like this.
Look.
yeah, there's like
no
6
defense.
dudes.
He said he
happens.
was gonna defend himself, but then he realized there was no defense.
There
He goes,
wasn't. There
"Look."
really wasn't.
Look,
Okay. But then that got you guys talking about the time. I
Oh,
okay, I
yes.
wasn't at this, so I can't really speak on it.
so Wednesday night, and we wanted to do something after.
I'm pretty sure we were skipping church.
No,
that
we
night.
weren't.
No, we didn't
No,
skip
No,
church.
we
It was
went-
after
we went-
church.
we
It
went
was
to
after
church.
church.
Because it was about to close.
What I'm hearing
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
Daniel skipped church and met y'all at Papa.
Yeah.
Probably could have happened.
Definitely
So
not. I would
we
say.
finished church. We wanted to hang out afterwards, and we were like, "What time does Cedar Creek close?" And we had like an hour, and we were like, "Yeah, we can get it done that fast." And then so we go down there, and we get over to the side of the course that's like closer to the driving range, and none of us had hit a hole in one all night. And then Daniel
And then
hits one that
that's when it happened.
was it Josh or John Michael that walked over the green after he hit it, and it went through whoever that was. It went through your legs and into the hole. And that's why we started
I don't
freaking
remember.
out because like it shouldn't have gone in, but it did. And so we like lose our minds. And this dude is hitting golf balls on the driving range at like
With his son and
who
his
even
son's
knows
girlfriend.
what time it was. Like nobody hits golf balls. Like nobody hits.
It was like 9 o'clock.
And so we lose our minds,
that
and we
late.
see him kind of look over at us, and he's all pissed, and he says something.
Oh, he starts walking up to us. He gets really close to
Oh,
the
that's
fence.
right. He came all the way up to the fence.
Yeah,
He came up to the fence and he's like,
Well, he didn't start
"What's
coming
up?"
up to the
He's saying all
fence
this
until like
stuff.
halfway through the
I know at
arguments.
first we were all kind of quiet, like we didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, it was surprising.
And then
Yeah.
when he starts walking away,
How
that's
old-
when
first-
Josh
I
yelled at him
definitely-
and started
How,
something.
Yeah.
how old was this
Which
guy? How old
he
was
is-
this
This
is
guy's in his
around
50s.
50.
Well, his
Yeah.
son is like in his 20s. So
son
this dude's definitely in his
Looked older
50s.
enough.
And so we go to the next hole, and somebody hits a hole in one, and this time we purposefully lost our minds.
Someone want to play the audio?
Or do that right now?
I mean, as we're going through it, if you want. I mean, we could do it after.
Well, all the audio all happens after this.
like preface it, yeah. Okay,
This is all before
Because
this.
I've seen the videos, but I didn't know like how. The first thing I hear him say is,
Yeah,
Why
well,
don't
this
you
dude
just-
comes over and he just starts cussing us
We don't
out.
really have to.
Like, he's
censor
For
not
no
just, like,
reason.
Yelling, like he's
Yeah,
like
I
cussing
know,
us
yeah.
out and like freaking out. And so that kind of startled us.
That's
and
when
then
he-
he
yeah.
walked away, and I definitely said something smart back to him.
And then
And
that's
so
when it all
the
started.
second, the
Yeah.
second hole in one, we all purposely
Shouldn't have
lost our
done that.
minds. And then he turns around and starts yelling, and then we yelled something back, and then
the first
He
thing I
starts
hear him
humping
say in the
his-
video
yeah.
is, "Why don't you just record it on your phone? You queer."
Yeah,
Okay.
queer.
there was a lot of
Yeah.
words that we can't repeat.
That's
That was
nice.
all I. That's where the video starts.
That's why
So-
you have me.
I liked when he said there was 10 of us, and John Michael says his schizophrenia was acting up.
He's
There was
seeing
only-
He was
double.
like, "There's 10 of y'all. I'll fight all y'all right now." And I started looking around, and I started like counting.
counts us. Oh gosh.
It was a good time, dude.
But
Why do y'all get invited at Pub Butt?
What?
Why do we get invites? I said y'all.
this
I
guy
did.
was looking
I
for a
don't
problem,
know.
dude.
He really was.
and then
Well,
he
I'm
starts.
not saying
I
whose
mean-
fault it is. I'm just saying it happened.
And then just because we freaked out on that second course, he's like, "I see what y'all are doing. You've been looking over at her," and we're like,
Yeah, he just drops that we're like
yeah.
trying to get with his son's
he's
girlfriend
Like, he's like just trying to
Yeah,
have a
so
problem,
weird.
and
I
then
didn't
so
notice a woman was with him until
until he said
Yeah,
something.
I thought they were like separate.
the girl and the
Separate
son
group.
like are like kind of
Yeah.
embarrassed at this point. I think so. They don't really want to have anything to do
no,
with
she
it.
was just putting.
Right.
Like, she was golfing.
No, the
round. She
girl,
was
the
looking
girl was
straight.
doing like just hitting the ball.
then-
She was
The
just-
son was about to
son
start
started
getting
getting
into
mad,
it.
the,
son
the
said one
further we
thing, he
went,
was
the
like-
madder
I
the
was
son
like-
got. And
But he never
came
got
over-
into it.
No, he came over and said he
Uh,
was going to fight me in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh, did
I was
he?
like, let's
Yeah.
go.
Oh, I
Did
never
he?
heard that.
The son or the dad?
No, the son.
I think
The
both
was
of
gonna
them.
fight me
He
in the
only said
parking
that
lot.
because his dad's with him. Right
Yeah,
there.
for sure.
Like
Oh yeah.
he
For
wouldn't
sure.
say anything. It was all four of us, and
No.
he had nobody.
Yeah,
to,
well,
like,
we wouldn't mess with him.
Oh yeah, he was scary.
That's wild.
No, he was not scared.
No, none
He
of
wasn't
them
scary.
were.
He was
No.
really skinny.
Yeah.
4-on-2, and we're fighting a 50-year-old guy. Like, I'm fine
Yeah.
with that.
I mean, all you gotta do is jog around him.
Never tell me the.
I just remember
Wow.
I kept yelling.
Maybe
"You're gonna
3
hit
of us
some
could jog
minors."
around him. I don't know
That was
about
good.
You're
you.
lucky you're sitting over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
which
want to
is-
hear a
this
little
is,
bit of the
This is
audio.
where the audio is at. Is
Okay.
about this point.
Who's got it on their phone? I had it, but mine's.
I mean, we all have it in the group chat.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'd seen the video a few times, but I just didn't ever know how it all came to be.
But, like-
because he's just yelling at y'all, and I'm like, okay, this is hilarious, but there's definitely backstory.
the crazy part is
Yeah.
like, at one point we were like, we kind of looked at each other and we are like, this is serious. He could get in trouble for this because we have it on video. And Daniel's like,
So,
I'm recording you,
should
man.
go soon.
And he's like,
Always.
yeah, you've got a phone.
for
I'm
real.
from Mount
Always.
Juliet. And I'm like,
Okay.
what?
Yeah.
What do you have? What? Where
This is
do you
the part where he
work?
starts air humping.
Yeah,
He
I was
was
like,
air
where do you
humping.
work, dude? And he's
God.
Oh
like,
yeah, he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm from Mount Juliet. I'm so cool," and
Yeah,
all this
so-
stuff. I'm
and
like,
so that's when I realized, like,
How do
this
you even
is-
know that,
Why does he have a
though?
problem
Oh
with
my
Mount Juliet? And I was
gosh.
like, where do you work, dude? And he goes, at your mom's house. And I
While
was
humping
like,
a golf
Oh,
yeah,
club.
and I was
Oh,
like, okay, dude,
gosh.
where do you actually work? And he goes, I'm from Lebanon Staff. And I was like, you're an idiot. You just told us where you work, and we have this whole thing on video. I could go to Lebanon High School tomorrow and have you fired, like, on the spot.
I mean,
but we tried to look him
We
up,
could
and we couldn't
not find
him.
him on the Lebanon.
So I don't even
website.
Well,
know
he
if
never
he
told
really
us his
was.
name.
It would have been so easy.
Man.
We
If I had
could've
gone
found
to the
his face.
school, it would have been so easy. It's just not worth it.
They showed him the video.
Yeah.
What we're gonna
exactly.
do? Walk
Just
in
show
there and
the
be
whole
like,
video.
"Hey, some 50-year-old dude started like
He
cussing
had
us
a
out of
Lebanon
putt-putt."
shirt on. He had a Lebanon polo on.
But do we think he was drunk?
I
or not?
don't know.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah.
He probably got
yeah,
drunk and said,
that's
"Let's go hit some
likely.
balls at the driving range at 8:30 at night."
Yeah,
Who's
I
hitting
could
golf
see it.
balls at Cedar Creek at 8:30 if they're not drunk?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
y'all
right.
ready? All right.
Who really goes to
Let's-
Cedar
I'm gonna
Creek?
play
You know
it-
what's sad is
I'm gonna
they're,
play it in segments and then
rest
just
in
kind of
peace.
break
They're
it
actually
down.
taking that
Okay.
putt-putt away.
Yeah, it's because
Yeah,
the dude
they
got a
sold it.
great deal on
Yeah,
the
because
land.
they're gonna put townhouses
Yeah.
on it. He's gonna make
Wow.
so much money.
The
So
dude that
glad
owns
we
that
got
is so
more
nice.
Yeah, he really
townhouses.
is.
Oh, he really
Yeah.
is.
They
He's
got-
like the nicest person
yeah.
ever.
He's so cool. Every time I go in there, he just like remembers my name. I
Oh
don't know-
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know
We
his
actually
name.
told him what was happening.
Yeah,
We
we
don't-
went,
we
we
don't
went
know if
outside
he
and
did.
told him, and then when we left, he went out there to talk to him.
We hope so. We don't
So-
know.
No,
I'm
he,
sure
he
he
No,
walked
no, no.
out
I
there.
went, the last
He, like,
when I went
we
back
watched him
after
walk
that, I
out.
asked him about it, and he said,
Oh,
yeah, he
really?
went out there and talked to him.
What'd that guy say? Did he? Did
He
tell
didn't
you?
get into details. He just told me that he went out there and talked to him after he
Darn, I
left.
wish we would have gotten into details.
All right, here
That
we
would've
go.
been nice.
Oh, it's not turned up. Why is your phone on mute?
Technical difficulties.
Okay.
Phone
okay.
queer.
Immediately too disrespectful from him. Like
Oh yeah.
that's not okay. Just
No.
yell.
There was a lot of homophobic slurs
Oh,
that
there
was
was
just
way
thrown
worse.
around by him.
Way
I forgot about
worse
that.
than
What was
just
he
that.
saying that we said? Because he was really pissed because he said that we said something that we actually didn't say, and that's why I said
No, he
said.
said like he was just pissed that we were like getting excited and stuff, and like he thought we were like talking.
He
about
didn't
him.
say anything about us looking at his wife or
No, he
girlfriend
did.
until after.
He said that later.
Yeah,
It's
until after
like-
because he needed a reason.
Yeah,
why.
that was when he needed a reason to be mad. And he was
But
like,
other than that, I don't
I don't
I
know
don't remember
why.
us saying anything that would have made him super mad.
No, he came over to us like just literally just after we like celebrated.
Because he needs like ultra concentration to hit a golf ball at 8 o'clock while drunk. Like you really
I don't know.
gotta.
I just feel bad for the guy.
Okay, we're gonna
Like-
have this video on the YouTube on the video.
You just want to throw it on
podcast.
YouTube?
Yeah, but we'll put it like next to. But okay, here's here's where we go from there.
He tells me. Yeah, your mom's house.
Yeah, having sex.
I love Josh. I love Josh. Josh just yeah, having sex.
Okay, so he
Sex,
says
LOL.
Oh,
your
gosh.
mom. Where do you work? Your mom is out every morning. And for the people that aren't watching on YouTube, he
Humps
what is
his-
he doing?
He humps
He's
his golf club.
humping a golf
But he's
club.
like
Yeah.
hardcore humping
Oh,
his
it's-
golf club.
really enthusiastic. Like he's done it a million times. And yeah, it's so funny. Okay,
Definitely
he
worth a
keeps-
watch.
Okay, okay, he
Oh
humps the
my
club.
gosh.
Okay,
I wish you had the whole video, Daniel.
he does it again here.
I have the
think.
whole video.
Yeah, I was about to call him too.
Never gave
I
the
was
call.
close.
Okay,
He didn't even act a little
okay,
scared.
Okay. So if you end it there, maybe Adam sounds a little bit immature with that last thing. Like you're gonna get fired, but
But like,
because of what he
I
says,
think he was just trying
he
to imply
totally
fear.
would have been
but
fired.
because of what he says
Oh,
now,
he knew we were bluffing.
But I remember after that, like
because
the next
of
day.
this, because of this part, Adam is 100% justified because this is the most immature thing I've ever heard in my life.
I go to Mount Juliet and I cheer in the stands.
Let's just
And then he like jumps up and down.
I
Yeah,
go
he's
to
like
Mount-
jumping up and down
Like
like,
he's
a
a cheerleader
cheerleader.
or
He's
something.
running
Why
in
is
place
saying that.
and jumping, and he says, "I go to Mount Juliet. I cheer in the stands. I think I'm cool, comma, queers."
Queers.
Gotta love this guy.
Yeah,
Well, Adam was the bigger man, I think, because the day
Absolutely.
after he said it's not worth it or something
Yeah,
like that.
I didn't.
There was not a lot of
And it really wasn't like he's probably just really drunk.
back and forth, other than Josh.
Other
it's
than a few good
But
roasts here and
also,
there.
let's be real. After the first hole, it would have been over, but we decided to purposefully like scream as loud as we could on that
mean,
next.
I don't even
hole.
think we got
I
like
mean,
a hole in one the next
we-
one. We just yelled.
We purposely
really did.
tried
I
to
think we
piss him
did.
off.
Did we really?
I
Yeah,
think
we
I
did.
think it took like
I think
3
we actually
strokes and
did.
we still just
No,
yelled.
we like waited for somebody to get home.
That
I don't even think he got another hole in one. I think
That-
we just yelled
No, I
again.
think we
in
just
itself might sound bad, but the fact that he came over and like walked up to you guys
The
in
first
the first
time.
place.
Third time
The
was
first
Y'all
a
did
lot.
not
Third time
start
was
it,
definitely
is what
excessive.
we're saying.
Yeah.
But then, and he immediately went to like, I'm gonna fight you. Like that was his.
That
like,
was his
first thing. Like
immediate
I'm gonna
response.
fight all 4 of you. Like that was his
No,
go-to.
all 10 of us.
Well, he said that later, but like his go-to, you were screaming while I was hitting a golf ball. Is I'm gonna fight you.
He was never. No, he was expecting us to
No.
get quiet and scared, but as soon
Yeah.
as we weren't, he got even more mad and walked
Yeah.
away.
I
And
mean,
then
I don't
that's
know.
what.
Like,
I think when he
Come back.
realized that we weren't just
We
gonna
could have,
back
like,
down, he
ended
just
it.
got even like
Yeah.
more pissed.
We could have ended it early, but Josh has to open his mouth and say something smart back to him. So
I mean, I was being quiet. I didn't know what we were gonna do until Josh yells something at him.
And then we all just went
I
in.
really
that's when
wish
we
we,
were like,
could
okay,
remember
let's
what
do
you
it.
said.
I know. At first, I didn't think it was me that started, and then thinking
It
back,
should
I
be
was
on
like,
the video.
yeah, I
I
definitely.
get him walking up and walking back.
Oh, was there another one?
There's
I don't know.
a
There's
30-second one and like a
there's-
2-minute
I
one.
There's
played
like a
the whole
2-minute
thing
one.
of the one that I saw.
No, we didn't record the very
There's
beginning
two.
because like we didn't know what was
I
happening.
don't know what the first one has on it though.
I don't, yeah, all right, explain it. Dude, let's go.
No,
I
geez.
really just.
Filming you, bro.
Okay,
John Michael starts screaming "World Star."
we'll have this on the video podcast, dude. He's up at the fence yelling at them right now. Oh, that was the thing where
That was he said, "I'm gonna fight all 10 of
Yeah,
you."
yeah.
Are you good, dude?
Good dude.
His schizophrenia
His
is acting
schizophrenia is
up. He's
acting
seeing
up.
double.
Oh, he's humping the club again.
Oh yeah, he did
Oh,
it
he
multiple
did it a
times.
lot.
Even
Like,
off
the
camera,
whole
bro.
time.
Why?
The whole time.
He had some enthusiasm
But he
behind
wasn't
it too.
even. The best part is at that point he wasn't even talking about sex.
No, he was just
He was
humping
just
the club.
humping a
just-
Yeah.
club.
Yeah.
What?
No, just for fun.
That's
a good time.
unbelievable.
That's how much he loves golf.
I mean,
That's why he was so mad
having a good
that
time,
we
man.
were yelling. While
He
he
just
was
loves
hitting.
balls.
I feel bad for him. Like if you're 50 and doing that, you're like getting in fights with like literal teenagers.
And
like,
you work at 11.
None of us were 18 yet, so
Probably
we're
deals
still
with-
teenagers, idiot.
I know none of us were adults though. So that makes
That's
it even
not
worse.
real. That's
He
like
didn't really know- he
0%
didn't know that,
relevant.
though.
No, I said that.
No,
we
he's
said
saying
that in the
that makes it
video.
worse.
No,
Like,
we
had
said that
he
in the
done
video.
something, he
We go,
would
"Are you gonna
feel-
fight some minors?"
Oh, maybe you said that.
No, he did.
I did.
It was the first
Okay.
thing.
I know me
it
and
was like
John
the first
did.
thing in that video. Somebody said, "You gonna fight some minors, bro?"
Yeah,
It was Daniel.
Yeah, it was definitely
yeah,
me.
it was Daniel.
But yeah, that's bizarre.
Yeah,
Like
That
Just
was
out
rough.
of nowhere.
I guess it made a good for a good memory
Did
though.
did the girl start yelling at us at one point?
Mm-mm.
Like, wasn't she pissed off that we were pissing them
No, it
off,
was
and
the
she was
guy.
like,
No,
"Y'all
the
just
girl
all
just
walk
like
away."
sat in
son
the
was like,
back.
"Hey, y'all get the out of here."
Yeah.
Like all
She
this
might
other
have
stuff.
said like one or two things.
Yeah.
But it
No, I
wasn't
don't
a
think she
lot.
spoke.
No, she just kept golfing.
But the dude, like the younger dude, he came over and was mad at me specifically for some reason. It was like, "Let's go in the parking lot, like right now. Come on, let's go to the parking
Right
lot." And I was
now.
like, "Okay, dude."
What? That's
Thinking back on that, I should have taken that. We should have taken that deal.
We
No,
totally
you
should've
shouldn't
taken
have.
that.
Yes, we should.
We
No.
said that in the parking lot. We were walking away. We were like, "Why didn't we fight that
We
guy?"
should have stopped being like
I mean, I know when
the
we were in
cringy
the front-
insults and
when
just
we were in the
like
parking lot, we
settle
were
it.
definitely looking around, like seeing if they were actually. Gonna
Oh yeah,
come.
because they said they were going to follow us out into the parking
Yeah,
lot.
and they
That's
never
why
did.
That's why we told the
I-
dude when we went inside.
we
We were
waited
like,
for a
"Okay, that's a
second.
little bit too far."
We did wait for a second. They never came out.
that's. Yeah, I can't believe that. I wish I had been there so much.
Then we
But-
would have fought.
That would've been
No,
interesting to see.
I would not have.
It would have been
fought
interesting
them.
to see what Asa would have to add to that.
No. He said that we were looking at the girls when we stepped on the
Might
puppet.
have been
he
less
said, like
toxic.
he said, like ever since y'all got here, you've been looking at her, and we're like, dude, we didn't know she was here.
We didn't even know y'all.
That's
were
where
here.
I probably would have made.
Well,
that,
it
that
just doesn't make
specific
sense.
Situation
It doesn't make
worse.
sense because
Yeah, okay.
For sure.
his
Yeah.
first argument was that we made fun of his golfing skills and abilities.
Oh, what?
Oh,
And then
that's,
it-
I've
and then
seen
it
the
says-
video
that's why
where
we
he
said, "Oh, you're gonna hit a liner."
You seen?
Oh
was
yeah,
that-
we
was that
watched
in
him
the
hit
video?
one. He hit one for us, and he actually did really good.
Oh, that's right. He said, "Here, y'all
Yeah,
watch
he
this," and
drilled
then he
it.
like
He
and
actually
we
did.
were all like, okay,
I've
nice.
wait. I've seen a video of that before.
he said, and then he like smacks
have
it
that?
and turns around. He's like, "Suck
No,
on
we
that."
sent it a while
I
ago.
don't
We
know.
sent it like when it happened.
I couldn't find it, so
Dude,
It's
I've
wherever
seen that
Daniel
he hits
had
it
it.
and then starts humping the club.
Yeah.
I think I have both.
I
videos
think
right now.
when we were going to the next hole after the initial freak out, we were watching him specifically to see if he hit one that was bad, and then he did, and we all started clapping. I think we all started
Yeah.
clapping when he
That's
hit a
kinda
bad one.
That sounds like
but
something we would
that
do.
could have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were trying to piss him off,
Yeah,
It worked.
It's fine though.
but it was
We had
because of
somewhat
what
of
he
a right.
did. He
We were
started
young.
it. He definitely started it. We finished it. We're finished.
I mean,
Okay.
He
okay.
starts to fight.
Okay,
he starts
buddy.
to fight.
Let's
we
just
finish.
As we
like-
waited in the parking lot.
yeah,
But yeah.
young and cringy.
And then we then we did the whole Star Wars argument, and then we stayed up till 6, and then I got woken up by
It was a great night though.
an Asian man. I didn't know.
Dude, I finally met him the
Yeah.
other day.
Is he cool?
Yeah, he's really cool.
Okay,
he
so
plays
his
Siege
roommate woke
on
you
PC.
So I slept on Adam's couch in his joint apartment.
With Adam has
Dude,
you
I
have 3
never-
roommates.
I never-
I've got two.
I've never
Two,
heard
two
it.
other
I didn't hear
roommates.
There's a
Versus.
40-year-old and an Asian, right?
Asian college kid.
That sounds like fun.
Asian guy's like 24.
He was like 24, 25.
Okay, so I'm on the couch and I hear him like, he said something really vulgar on the phone. I can't remember what it was though, but I just remember that was the first thing I heard when I woke up.
the interaction that I've had with him, he's cool. He plays Siege on PC,
Was he
and
really?
we had like a really long conversation about Siege.
Oh my
Is he diamond
goodness,
level?
Oh, that's pretty sick.
He's probably
I don't know.
diamond.
He probably is though, but he's like a super meme player. Like he said, he does like the like backpack thing with Clash, where you like turn around and walk backwards, and like
So he's
you know,
toxic.
That's what you have to
he's
do.
a toxic. I was like, so you're like one of those
He's
really
the
toxic
guy we would all
players, and he was
message
like, yeah.
Oh my
Mentally
gosh.
destroy.
Yeah.
This is what we play the
Okay.
mental games with.
But yeah, so I'm just asleep and I wake up and I didn't know where I was at first, honestly. 'Cause when I moved in there, I had no sleep and I was just kind of like doing it, you know. And then I woke up and there's just a
Because you
stranger.
tried to sleep in my like what are those called? Is it called a jersey chair? That's what I've heard.
I don't know.
It's like one of those circle chairs
mushroom
with like the
Everyone knows what they are.
yeah,
They're just
it's
those
like
round
it's,
chairs
yeah,
with the
round
cushion.
chairs with like the folding legs.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so he was sitting in one of those and had a like blanket draped over it that like connected to my mini fridge, and then a pillow on top of the mini fridge, and tried to sleep like that.
Yeah,
And I knew it wasn't gonna
and
happen
it was
from the second he
working.
tried it.
It was
was-
kind of pitiful.
Well, I mean, I watched the whole movie like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
different than
Well,
sleeping.
those are
though.
great for like playing video games or watching a movie, but like sleeping. That sounds
For
terrible.
sleeping, they don't sound comfortable.
I tried to like roll up in a ball and go in sideways.
You'd have to. That's the only way.
Yeah, that was wild. Okay, you wanna friggin'? We woke up this morning to the main man himself up in the news.
Mr. Big Chest.
The
baby.
clown.
baby.
Oh my god.
Antonio Clown.
This guy's like still not as bad as Colin Kaepernick, but he's up
Well,
there.
it's two different. It's two different
yeah.
things.
It's not really
It's not even
comparable.
the same thing.
I
know.
kind of agree with that.
They're both terrible. like
It's not comparable though. Like I mean, Antonio Brown's the best.
I heard he got cut. Yep.
Ab-
Yeah, he
like,
got
absolutely. Like
he
it's
got
done?
cut like a few minutes ago.
no way.
Oh my
it just
god.
came
Oh my
out.
gosh.
That's wild.
Okay,
Yeah.
call your shot.
Did it to
Does he
himself.
get picked up? And if he does, who picks him up?
49ers?
Who wants to pick him
I
up?
would-
He's such a wild card.
Listen, if
Would the
He's not
like
going to get
the
paid
meme
if
for
he
the past
does.
week has been like Bill Belichick's going to trade for Antonio Brown for a 7th round pick in 2035. So, will the Patriots actually get him?
I don't even know if he
no.
wants to play football anymore, honestly,
I don't
because
know.
he was dragging this out and he so many
I don't know.
issues with the helmet.
Belichick would want to
and-
put up with that either.
I think if
Like,
there was a team,
I
that
don't
was-
think anybody would do that to
I
Bill
think-
Belichick.
I think
No.
if Odell wouldn't have gone to the Browns, I think the Browns might have. They were just that crazy.
Yeah, I could see that.
But
Well, that's like the Raiders.
obviously
that's
not
what the
anymore.
Raiders are supposed to be like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raiders are just like they don't care.
I don't care.
Look
They
at
got,
anybody.
like Vontez Burfict and Ndamukong Suh and Antonio Brown. Like their team is. Oh yeah, and they got Richie Incognito. Oh my gosh. Yeah, their team is.
Okay, did you guys any of you
powder
watch
keg.
Hard Knocks?
No.
No.
Okay,
I watched some highlights.
I watched. I'm a huge fan of Hard Knocks, and I watched the whole thing, and it was boring this season.
and
I
it didn't
think-
have to be.
I
That was
think-
the big story.
I think
is
it
that
was
didn't have to be.
because John Gruden is like knows TV and he knows how to be entertaining. John Gruden was very entertaining, like he just is, but he knows how to be entertaining and also say nothing. I feel like, and
He's Chucky, man.
nothing happened except for one of the guys from Last Chance U got cut, and that's
That was the
They
thing I
also
heard about
fined
it.
Nathan
him.
Peterman played Did he play well? I don't
Yeah, he
know.
did.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He's like the best quarterback in the NFL, so it happens.
Oh,
Okay.
hold up. It says Antonio Brown asked to be released.
Yeah, he did.
No, he did this morning
Yeah.
with that video. Are we gonna play the video?
No, that's a long.
We don't have to. Yeah,
we
it's-
don't need to.
It's basically like
Basically, at like 1 a.m., he releases this
Yeah.
video of him talking to John Gruden.
on the phone.
Yeah, over the phone, and it's basically John Gruden being like, "Bro, just shut up and like play football. Like we wanted you here. Like didn't you want to come here?"
The backdrop is him swimming in his pool.
It's just like an edited video of like a
Yeah.
bunch of different shots. Like
and he's like,
Antonio Brown with his family and stuff.
he's like, "Do you even want to be a Raider?" And then Antonio Brown's response is like, "Nah. The question is, do y'all even want me to be a Raider?" And like that's just like the stupidest response I've ever seen in my life, because all they did was fine you for being stupid. So that response does not work there. And then he's like,
I think he said he did want to be a Raider, but he was tired
he
of
was like,
he's not
"Yeah,
going to
I've
be
been trying to
treated
be a
bad.
Raider since day one." You haven't been treated bad. You didn't show up to anything, and they fined you for it. They're not going to pay you for not working. Like that's stupid. It's a job.
When he said, there was some quote, and he was like, I sent this in that fantasy football group message. Do you remember what I said?
Well,
I can't remember.
John Gruden said something like, "You're a heck of a football player," and then Antonio Brown was like, "But I'm more than a football
This was
player."
way before that. This is when he sent out that email. Sent the picture of the
of
letter
the
he got.
private letter that he
Yes.
got from his boss that he
Mhm.
made public, and then basically called the Raiders organization the devil.
Oh, he said
The devil lies. is
he
what
said that y'all are like hating on me or something. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
no.
you didn't go to practice. You didn't do your job. You're not gonna get paid for it.
And then even the helmet thing is like, it's like if your job had a dress code, except for this dress code makes it so that you can speak in complete sentences once you hit 60. Like, and then if you don't conform to the dress code, you get fired if you do it over and over again. Like it's not standard, but like, and he didn't do it, and then they went above and beyond and sent him like, what was it, like 15
Custom fit. Yeah.
15 custom fit
No one else
options.
in the NFL had custom fit.
Like, what in the
Like-
world? Like, they're literally trying to help, and then because they do what you've got to do because it's a job, so they take away some of his money because he didn't show up. He's like, whoa. And then before this season started, in that ESPN interview, he like said, if I'm gonna play for anybody, they're gonna play by my rules. And I'm like, that's not how a job works. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. That's I mean, we talked about that a lot in texting, and I was saying get closer to the mic. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. So I don't even know, like a bunch of people that I play against, the 2 people that I play against this week in fantasy have him. So that's good. And Aaron Rodgers played bad, and I have him.
Yeah, in my money.
Oh
league,
yeah, I knew you. I
had
knew
to
you
back
couldn't
this
start Kirk
game.
Cousins. Asa hates Kirk Cousins with a passion, and
I
he
hate
picked him up because he was scared about Aaron Rodgers
It's a good
playing against
matchup.
the Bears defense, and then he benched him and started Aaron Rodgers against the Bears
I know.
defense.
I mean, it's fine. I'll win because Antonio Brown is a clown.
In my money league at school, I was like, I had the draft, but I was at my grandparents' house, and they have like no reception, so I missed the first 2 rounds, and I got Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown
Oh,
auto
is
drafted, and then I
tragic.
drafted the rest of it.
I got
what
an
did you
auto
name your
draft.
team? Like out of work?
Yeah, no joke. That's what I got to change it
Who
to, but
Should have just picked up Andrew
Was-
Luck while you were at it.
On the board, like
I
where
did get
you,
Eckler though.
Did you look at where you got Bell? Like what pick were you?
like
Who was
I
on the-
mean,
seventh,
that all
something like
depends on
that.
where ESPN
Seventh
has
or
him
eighth.
ranked, because it just automatically takes the top player off the board.
No, but I'm just saying, like, who was? I'm asking him who was there when it took Bell for you, because like that would make it hurt more.
yeah.
If like,
I don't know. I
Hopkins
think I
was
had
there.
like the 7th or 8th pick or something.
Who was he ranked over? Was he over the wide receivers or was he under the wide
I
receivers?
think he was the last running
'Cause-
back. No, it was him and David Johnson.
Yeah, it was like standard. It was like 5 running backs, and then the 2 best wide receivers, and then like Todd Gurley and Odell Beckham Jr. It was a really weird first round this year.
Ours is PPR format.
There was definitely a right way to
But
play the first round.
My
this
team's
year.
like not bad actually.
How do you feel about my team, Adam?
I feel like you're the luckiest person alive, is what I feel like. Except for, I don't know if Melvin Gordon is still kind of up in the air, but like the fact that you took Zeke
At 2.
at 2, and it paid off.
That was
just
This
makes me
was
so mad.
That was
2
weird.
weeks
I didn't
ago.
expect that.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
So it was even more of a risk because
Yes.
like that was like right after the like Zeke Who stuff and his agent was pissed. So that was
I got
that was a
auto
ballsy
drafted
take.
my whole team, and it's actually not terrible.
Did you say you auto drafted your whole team?
I was gone
Yeah, he did.
the whole night, but I joined because they asked me to,
Okay.
and so I got Cam Newton, Le'Veon Bell, Julio
Stacked.
Jones.
Opie.
You got Julio Jones
Josh
and
Gordon.
Zach Ertz and Cam Newton and Le'Veon Bell
And
on
Josh
auto
Gordon.
draft.
Josh Gordon,
Wait,
That sounds like the other people
Sammy
in your league suck.
Watkins.
That's what that sounds
Sammy
like to me.
Watkins.
He's not good.
Nah, okay.
Not good.
remember when he was supposed to be good?
Yeah, he's like the highest paid wide receiver in the league right now.
But I got Chargers
It's insane.
defense.
Every time I see the list, I'm like, wait, what?
Is that true?
Yeah,
He's got a big
Wow.
contract.
So I was actually happy with it.
he's ripping the Chiefs off. It's really hilarious.
He's their 4th best wide
Yeah,
receiver.
when we,
Tyreek Hill is like above and beyond, and he's like not even in the top 10.
like
but
Tyreek
Sammy
Hill,
Watkins is the number one
Travis
highest paid wide receiver.
Kelce.
Tyreek Hill and Kelsey, yeah.
And then
way
they also
better
have
than him.
they have another one. I can't remember. Is it Conley? Chris Conley?
I don't know.
Yeah, he did well last year.
Remember when we
Even
all
their
lost
running
to,
back, like they've got a running back that catches ball, or not anymore, but like
Damian
last
Williams.
year,
Damian Williams.
or Kareem Hunt.
I have
did.
Kareem Hunt also in this league, and I don't know what
Well,
to think
you
of
have Kareem
that.
Hunt in our league?
Yes,
Do you
Oh,
really?
He does.
I do.
Did you get him off waivers or did you
I have
draft him?
Melvin
What are you
Gordon.
talking about? Oh, he does.
I've seen. His
I've
team.
showed. I've
He
showed
showed
him.
me his
I
team.
showed.
I was
Yeah,
like,
I showed
what?
it to him. I don't. Maybe at work or something. I don't know.
It was. I don't know where we were. Oh, it was at MTSU.
Yeah. Okay.
Did anybody draft Andrew Luck in here?
No, we had we
No.
had our drafts.
I went with Deshaun
I
Watson.
had all my drafts after that happened,
Let's go.
and I'm only in 2 weeks this year.
I'm never gonna say that I'm glad an athlete is struggling with injury. That's always what I've said. But it's
you're just glad he
stupid.
retired.
It's
You're just
stupid
glad
to
that
not.
it's Andrew
It's
Luck.
now we
stupid to
won't
not
lose to the Colts twice a
recognize
year.
when
Yeah.
it's convenient for your team.
I think
Like
Titans gonna make the playoffs now.
all the
Let's
people
go.
that were mad at Andrew Luck are terrible.
I
he
still
got
think
booed off the
So they get
field.
beat by
I
the
know.
Browns tomorrow.
If you booed for Andrew Luck, you're a terrible.
there's a lot of
person.
terrible sports fans.
Fans are toxic, dog.
Fans are very like the people that.
I mean, there was
fans are like the
did y'all
most
see what Pat
toxic
McAfee
people.
said,
were happy when KD hurt himself.
That's just.
That's not even
terrible.
friendly.
He was like
toxic.
on the ground, like in
Yeah.
pain.
That's just
Not
like
cheering.
inhumane.
Did you see what Pat McAfee said about the booze?
What?
He was just saying like he was talking about how like when he was there he never had a bad experience with the fans and how like great Indies fans are, and he said that was just a lot of emotion that was kind of pouring over
A lot
because
of
like
people were saying that. I heard like Colin Cowherd say like
because like this was it, like this was the year he was back.
This was the
Their offensive line
year.
is insane. Their
defense is
defense
good.
is a lot better. Like they've been looking forward to it all off season, and then like the last preseason game was the last preseason game, or the one before the
The
last
one before
preseason
the
game.
last.
Yeah,
So
it's
like
week 3.
tune up preseason game, like it's about to go down. We're gonna smash the division, and we've only got to get past the Chiefs and the Patriots to get to the Super Bowl. And a lot of people felt like they were capable, and then like the cornerstone of all of it is just gone. And then
I guess you could
Can
look
you,
at the
um,
booing as like they're sad about his decision because you're not gonna like
imagine if you're a season ticket holder.
our quarterback is
Yeah, our quarterback just left.
like I don't know,
I mean
you know what I'm saying?
just
You don't have a. I mean,
like
you
what
don't
are
have a
you supposed to
reaction.
do?
I mean
That was
Like,
very
everyone stays
targeted.
quiet?
That was
I think-
targeted booing.
I think in the moment, I've heard a lot of people say that just in the heat of things, like people and most people at a football game
Also,
have
you
some
know, like
alcohol and they're like, all
five people start
revved up.
booing, and then it just
And like then they hear about
gross.
that, and then they like expecting them to be objective and very like aware of this situation,
Yeah.
like how it plays out in the long run and how it plays out for him personally. That's a lot to ask of just a regular fan that's at a game.
Imagine if you're a season
That's
ticket
true.
holder, though. Like, can you imagine the prices they charge for this year? Like, with everybody knowing that this was supposed to be a good year, and they charge that amount for season tickets, and then, this season
Does
just
anyone know
goes
their
to
backup?
crap. And they're not going to refund it.
Jacoby Brissett.
Oh,
Okay, they actually could be good this year, but they're definitely not as good. Like I think people are hating on them a little
I think
too
they're
much.
gonna win.
I think they're
7.
still good team.
How much does that say about
But they're
Andrew Luck?
not an extreme. They're not a definitely not a Super Bowl contender. They probably not
think
probably not
Titans
making the
are-
playoffs. I think
Titans
the
are
Titans
number
are.
two. I think
Yeah,
I still think
the
are
Titans
above
move
us.
up to number
So
2.
do y'all think the Titans will make the playoffs?
Yes.
Yes.
They
Just
went-
just to preface, they're all Titans fans, and I'm a Cowboys fan. We'll get to that in a minute.
Well, John's not big into NFL.
I don't really watch NFL.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
The Lewan suspension really makes that a hard question. He was taking like
He got busted for
workout
illegal
supplements.
substance
Oh,
use.
but it wasn't
no.
performance enhancing.
I'm not
It was
defending
like
him.
post. I'll defend him. It was like
Just
It was like
Just
post workout. It was like post workout stuff.
Protein powder?
And it didn't list the thing that he got hit for. It didn't list it on the bottle, and so. But then it tested positive, and he took like a polygraph test and like posted it online before the story even broke. He was like, "Hey, everybody, this is about to happen, and this is the situation." And I took this polygraph test, and they asked me these questions, and I passed the whole thing. And the questions were like, "Have you ever taken PEDs? Have you ever knowingly taken PEDs?" Like stuff like that, like very pointed questions. He passed it. He had no idea, and so the only problem is, like the NFL teams will test anything you bring. So all he had to do was just take it in and let them test it. But so like that's a problem that he
That is a
didn't do
misstep
that.
on his part.
And that's his fault. But also, like, the fact that it wasn't listed on the bottle and he had no idea, and it wasn't something that was actually giving him any kind of competitive advantage, I don't see why you get suspended for that. But you can't pick and choose each individual case, or then it gets too complicated.
So you're saying it was straight up
Wow.
post-workout powder?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what he said.
believe that. There's no way. That's not like everyone does that.
Well, no, but
Yeah.
NFL players, they get like a special.
A certain list they have to follow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
well, they also
specific.
get like a
I
special.
feel like
they don't get it off like the
I don't-
Walmart shelf. Like
Yeah.
they get it specially crafted for them by like a professional.
Or
So
like a
How many
nutritionist.
games is he suspended?
four.
Yeah, first 4.
And like all 4 of the first games, we play a team that has a pretty good pass rush.
Our
so
schedule's
Hey.
hard.
I mean,
the
it is.
Browns.
Y'all have like the
Saints
7th
and
hardest.
who
or
was-
something.
Hey, the Browns have
Browns
not won an
tomorrow.
opening game in 13 years. So let's just
Prediction?
remember that.
Prediction?
Browns win.
Browns win.
I think it's gonna be closer than people think.
I
I
think
think
it's
it'll be close.
It's
No,
definitely
when
going to be a close.
I say it's
game.
gonna be a
When
close
us three
game. I
watched
still
it,
think
we
the
only
Browns
won
are
by a
gonna
field
win.
goal.
It's
Remember
gonna
that?
be. It's gonna be close.
Yeah,
but I
but
don't.
the Browns
I don't
were,
know.
like,
I don't know.
I know, but I'm saying now they're even
really
better.
bad that year.
They're even better now.
I'm trying to balance being realistic and
A
being
fan.
like
I think
no,
they're just as
the
good
Browns
as us.
hype because they're so hyped up. So it's like I feel
think-
stupid for picking them, but then also like I don't know if we can win this game.
I think with
I mean-
chemistry they're better than us
Okay.
already.
I think the Browns
But
are
they don't have
definitely not Super Bowl contenders like people say they are. Their team is
No.
not that good.
Not this year.
I mean,
They have
maybe
the
if
most. They have the most talent, probably in the league.
Offense and defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got. Is Jabril Peppers on the Browns
No,
still?
no.
No, they trade him.
Mhm.
Yeah, they traded him. So they've got Myles Garrett,
Mm-hmm.
and their safety is a big player, right? And then one of their corners, and then they had he went back to the Patriots. Who's on their defense besides Myles Garrett?
Friggin' Myles Garrett, and then they got that really good corner, really high in the draft. I can't remember his name.
Oh, that's right.
Ward.
Yes,
I can't remember.
from Ohio. Was he from Ohio
yeah,
State?
I can't remember his first name.
Um,
and they've got another good corner.
There's
too.
another good pass rusher too. He's a solid name. I just can't remember what his name. He's like,
We're so informed.
yeah.
yeah.
So
All I know is they got good play. Their defense was like top 15 last year.
in y'all's opinions, what does Mariota have to do for you to want him to still stay? Like, are you thinking Super Bowl or just
There's
another
no-
first
just
round
wait
pick?
on draft.
Man,
we need to draft a quarterback. Need to get
There.
Tua
This
or
is year 5. We're going into year 5.
Trevor
At that
Lawrence.
point, I feel like you know what you have, and so like the storyline last year going into last season was like, okay, he's got to show up, or we're gonna have to franchise him or something. And he didn't. He did that thing that he always does, where he like plays bad for 2 games and then comes out in the 3rd game and plays amazing, and then plays bad for 2 games and then comes out in the 3rd game and plays amazing, and then he got hurt. And that's how his season looks every single year. So then on the radio, on local talk radio, they're like all the time, they're like, if he just comes out and balls this year, it's like, I don't care if he comes out and is like top 5 in the league this year. That's a fluke. If you look at the way that his career career is gone. If you have 4 terrible seasons that all look the exact same and then one crazy season, that's not worth it to me because he could just as easily come back the year after you pay him who knows how much money and go right back to the way he was. So it's not worth it to me.
But everyone's been waiting for him to
Wow.
like
He's
hit his
very
point where
average,
he's
I think.
consistent.
Wow.
I think we have
Everyone-
to.
Where did that come from,
We
dude?
have
buddy.
to franchise him. We have to franchise him or we have to trade him.
Adam-
Everyone's
Adam-
been waiting for
Adam
his moment
opens
to
up.
be
When did you
consistent, Adam.
have this epiphany?
Because I realized that we've been saying the same thing for 3 years, and the whole thing is like, well, what if he does this? It doesn't matter at this point if he does that anymore. Last year was the year that was like, what if he does this? Then he did the exact same thing again. If four seasons go the exact same way, and the 5th one is different, that would lead me to believe that the 5th one
It's an
was
outlier.
different, outlier, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. This draft that's coming up is going to have some good quarterbacks in it. I feel like we could get something for him, and I don't know. I feel like keeping a player too long can really hurt you in the long run. And like the thing that everybody says when they call in on radio stations is like, he's a great guy, and like, yeah, he is. He's awesome. He's really.
What does that have to
he's-
do with football?
He has a
he's-
great
he's-
press conference.
Yeah, except
He's a
except for he
Christian.
doesn't. He's just a really genuinely great
So
dude,
for Adam,
and the players love him. The players love him.
the only way to keep him is Super Bowl, or you want him gone.
He's got to string a few.
Like if he lost
So
Super
he's
Bowl,
got to
would you
go
want him?
franchise. So he
Or like second
is he in
round
the
playoffs,
last year of his contract right
like
now?
2 years ago.
Yeah, this is
Okay,
it.
so he's got to do well this year and then franchise him the next year and then do well again for him to get money.
But what?
So if
It's
he
not
played
worth
like
risking it when we could get
If he puts
Oregon's
two-
quarterback
If he
or
puts
Alabama's
two All-Pro
quarterback.
seasons together, I don't think that will happen. Absolutely,
if
it
he
won't.
was playing like Patrick Mahomes,
Literally, all he has to do is bump his
shut up.
all he has to do
What?
is
That's not
bump his
even
elbow on his car the wrong way, and he's out for 6 weeks.
That's facts.
because he's got nerve damage in his elbow.
Very injury
That's
prone.
that's a really weird and specific injury where all he has to do is it turns or gets bumped the wrong way one time, and he's out for multiple weeks, like just like that. And so, thank goodness we have like the best backup in the league, which was Jacoby Brissett before before Andrew Luck retired, but now he's the starter. So we have the best backup in Ryan Tannehill.
Tannehill was like 3-1 last year against good teams when he got hurt.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember seeing the Gridiron Heights where it was like, is
Dude, I
Ryan
love
Tannehill
Gridiron
is Ryan Tannehill a franchise QB? And then the fans are like, well, I don't know. He's 3-1. Okay. The Browns have Sheldon Richardson and Olivier Vernon.
Olivia Vernon, that's what it was.
That's a nasty pass rush.
Yep. Without Taylor Lewan.
Oh yeah, because the Myles Garrett Myles Garrett doesn't really move around. He just plays left.
I was really sad that we didn't make any kind of moves for Clowney. I would have traded. They needed an offensive lineman. I would have traded Jack Conklin for Jadeveon Clowney straight up, like right now, right this second.
I just think that would put the Texans too far ahead of you. Even though y'all need a pass
I don't
rush,
think Jack Conklin is that big of a difference.
he's better than what they have.
But we have Kelly, who's like our kind of like rotating.
I know. I'm not
offensive
saying.
lineman.
I'm
We can
not
just plug
saying.
him in right there.
I'm not saying y'all wouldn't benefit. Y'all would win that trade, but that would just fill such a hole that the Texans have. That would just make them.
Well, they just filled it. They just got Laramie Tunsil.
but it's their whole line. That helps.
This trade would have happened before that, and they made 2 different trades.
I think they
ended
would.
up
I think they
doing.
would have done both. I think they would have done the Laramie Tunsil and the Jack Conklin. And then they would have been. If they had a great O line, they would easily be the 3rd best team in the AFC. Maybe 4th. Patriots, Chiefs.
Is their defense that good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Their front 7 is really good. Merciless and Watt, and they got good corners too. Yeah. But I don't know. The Browns are like they could either go 12-4 or 7-9. I don't know.
For sure.
Yeah. Such a wild card.
They're so talented.
Do we want to do our week 1 picks right now, or do we want to save that for later?
I mean, I guess we could. I don't know. Just do a few games. I mean, we'll do the primetime games or something. My boys are playing the Giants. That's not really too exciting. That should be that should be an instant
I'm
lock.
gonna put faith in the Titans. I'll say Titans.
You putting faith in the Titans?
Yeah,
I think-
I'm still going Browns.
I think it's gonna be
it'll be very close.
if y'all play I've seen you guys win some great games because when
Remember
you
last
do
year
it
when we
right,
beat the Cowboys?
yes,
out?
I remember
I
that.
was
And
there.
you know what you did?
We played amazing.
You guys.
Mariota was playing good.
You guys.
That was one of the 3
no,
games.
no. That's not even
Exactly.
why though. You guys beat us where we are the best, which is in the trench, dude. Like offensive line and defensive line. You guys out-muscled us, and that's what the Cowboys do. But y'all,
Which is rare for Tennessee teams to have a good
No,
line.
I mean, yeah.
This
yeah.
is very true.
I mean, the Vols, yeah. We can talk about
Yeah.
that.
We'll get to that
Adam,
in a
do you
sec.
want to talk about that?
Maybe,
Teach us
maybe.
Skim over
BYU,
it.
Tennessee. That's the real.
Steve.
That's the
I
real
think,
pick.
no, I think
No,
we will
dude,
win the
we're
next
about
two.
to. I
That's
mean,
a
look,
toss up.
We will win by BYU and Chattanooga.
because they have to. Like they have to
Oh,
come out
yeah.
tonight and
I
play
hope we
like
beat
their
UTC.
head is on fire in the first quarter, or else like hell's gonna break loose. Like
But do you think
What-
they
what-
will?
if they lose
I
tonight,
don't know.
I don't even know what's gonna happen.
What does it take
Like-
to get kicked out of the SEC?
Okay, listen. If that was the case, that would have happened to Vanderbilt a long time ago. They play in a glorified high school stadium. Like, let's not kid ourselves.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure MTSU
pretty sure they got a
stadium is
bowl
bigger
game
than
last year, and
Vanderbilt's.
UT did not.
Ooh,
I can't even look forward to the Vols Florida game now. It's like we're gonna get destroyed. And
Oh,
Vandy.
definitely
like
getting
we
beat
always
by
think, oh, we got
Florida.
Vandy this year. No, we don't.
But
We could very well lose to
The
Vandy.
good part about this is this wasn't
Yes, please
this
tell me the
wasn't-
good part.
this wasn't the mid-season like non-conference game. This was the first game. A lot of the times, the first game can be a fluke game. And I think tonight is gonna tell a lot of that story because
But the bad thing is,
Yeah,
you
okay.
paid them $1 million.
They need to win by a lot.
everybody
and
pays their
still
non-conference teams $1 million. That's not
To
some
win.
rare
You
thing.
lost.
They pay him to win, though.
That happens
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
every once in a while.
Not
That's
with Vols
college
season
football.
openers, but
No,
apparently it does.
Also, if
Okay.
it was gonna happen,
Not
it
with
was
the team
gonna
that
be
went-
a season opener.
not with the pitiful team that went 2-10 last year.
It was also. I'm not saying this is acceptable. It's not. It's completely unacceptable. And if we lose tonight, I don't even want to know what's going to happen.
I don't
Like,
really like. I don't like that people say we wasted $1 million. Like we're gonna pay that anyways.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter.
So you can't really use that as like.
What's the thing is you
Something-
paid a team that's
It just
2-10.
it makes it a
$1
little
million
bit
but it's
more
like-
embarrassing.
I don't
Just
know.
a little bit more
Yeah,
embarrassing.
it
It's just
does,
like
but
it
It's just
obviously
that
every
extra
team
salt
does
in the
that,
wound.
but it just makes it sound worse.
I just think
it's like you're paying for like a warm up game,
if you want
which we
to,
lost. So
Yeah.
yes,
But
it's
you
embarrassing,
lost.
But we're gonna
That's the bad
the
part.
we're gonna
problem.
pay another team though. So it's just we're
If-
gonna lose
Hopefully y'all
money.
win.
Yeah.
if you want to look at it in the worst way possible, then like it's really bad, and we're gonna suck this year, and we're gonna lose every game. But if you want to look at it on the bright side, it's like, well, it was the first game, and that's not always the storyteller of the season. And this is the same team, I think, an even better team than last year that beat Auburn and Jordan Harris. So it's just so hit or miss. So I think tonight is going to be a really big deal. Like tonight's a huge deal.
I think tonight we have to blow them out.
Yeah, we need to win by
double
a
digits.
sizable. Yeah, I agree.
And so
I
if
agree.
they
More
don't
than
come
14.
out, and a lot of them, like from what I've heard, like that like there were just people on the sidelines that just didn't look interested. Like they'd rather be anywhere but Neyland Stadium, and I really don't understand that. If I had the talent to play football at Neyland Stadium, there would be nothing else in the world I would rather do. Like I just don't understand. I don't understand how someone can like hit the like give my all for Tennessee thing on the way out onto that field and then not do it. But I don't know. People said there were people on the sideline looking not interested and not caring. And hopefully, what happened was that they were looking ahead to the BYU game. I'm hoping that was the case. So I think tonight's going to be.
I would look very depressed if we lost that game.
No. Like within the game, they were not looking interested. They were not like, "Hey, we need to pick this up." They were like, "Yeah, whatever."
Like you're saying in the first quarter, like
yeah,
before it was
yeah.
like they just didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
That's how big schools lose to little schools. That's just
Right.
how it happens.
And hopefully it's because they didn't care and they were looking forward to this game. And they're going to show whether that's the case or not with how they play tonight. And they need to come out in the first quarter and just, like, punch them right in the mouth. Like, it needs to be quick and it needs to be a lot. Like, they really need to dominate this game. And even if they, like, if they lose this game, then this season is completely over. Like, they might as well not even play. But if they win, the difference between winning this game and losing this game is a huge deal. It's a huge deal because it becomes now we have to win 2 SEC games. Or hold on, it would be now we have to win 3 SEC games. If we lose this, we'd have to win 4 SEC games, and I don't know if that's going to happen.
After chat, it's just downhill from there until we play Charlotte.
Right. But if we win this game, we have a little bit of momentum. I mean, you know.
UTC,
play in
that's
chat?
an easy win.
You'll play
No,
in-
we play in Knoxville.
Oh.
So this game is the biggest game that Jeremy Pruitt has coached in since he's been there for sure, and he has to win.
Is
this
that an
game.
That's so-
insta fire?
That's so sad.
No.
If
we win
lose?
by a point,
I think this
If we
year,
lose tonight and we lose next week, yes.
this year, no, of course, if you lose this week and you lose a chat, yeah, but we're not going to lose a chat. But
I
the
don't think
thing
so either.
is, this
just-
is
you never
kinda
know
like-
anymore.
Would that be Georgia State?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You
Anything's
can't-
possible
you know
with
you
the big
can't do
orange,
that on
man.
football. You
I know,
can't
I know, I
compare
know,
team
I
to
know,
team.
I know.
But
So yeah.
like this year, I think there were a couple people that said this last year. Jeremy Pruitt got hired so late in the process because of all the Shiano crap that this kind of needs to be considered his first year. Like last year was kind of like a, you know, like a feel it out kind of, because it was his first year as a head coach. He got hired late in the process. He's inheriting Butch Jones' mess. Not a lot of those players were his. So, like, this is kind of like his first year, and that's kind of how I like to look at it, but still losing to Georgia State is not acceptable.
Well, we were planning to go an hour, but I am good to go longer
I'm perfectly
for
fine
sure.
with it.
Like an
We
hour.
can-
and a
Yeah, I
half.
am too.
Like
cut it
a
up
little-
maybe, or just decide what we want to do with it.
Yeah, we'll just keep going.
Let's just keep rolling.
This is
So
fun.
do y'all want to pick? I mean, we could just pick all the games.
Well, I want to.
I don't know.
I want to pick the
I can just
games
pick
that
out
you
the-
score.
It doesn't have to be
do
super
the
in
big
depth.
ones.
Do you
We
want me-
can, we
I
can
can pick
write
out
it down
the-
later.
I
But
can
Let's do some big games.
Okay, I've got the schedule right here, and we can write down all of them. But just for now, we'll get the big ones.
We can just roll through them
You
quick.
want
the
this?
ones with good. I've got it right here. Okay, we can just do the, I guess, meaningful like between playoff teams. I guess
Just go down the whole list.
Okay.
It'll be
Just
quick.
do the whole
we go all the way. All right. Okay.
Yeah, just go around quick. Just say the team.
That Packers Bears game was boring, but I like defensive games also. I loved that Super Bowl last year.
Crazy how big the gap is between the Bears' defense and offense.
Yeah.
It's
Because
crazy.
Mitchell
That game was
Trubisky-
straight defense.
It's crazy.
Did you see what the
Like,
Packers player said? He said
We
we
got
knew
him to
we
play
knew we
quarterback.
would win if we could get Mitch Trubisky to play quarterback.
Mitchell Trubisky
We knew
was
we'd
like,
win if we could score a touchdown.
Do you know what triggered me is like they did some offseason quarterback rankings and they put Mitchell Trubisky one spot above Dak, and I
Trubisky was like a
That
super-
heated
as
that
was a
boiled my blood.
he was like an MVP candidate.
Trubisky?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
In the betting, he was 40-1.
Oh, in the
That
betting,
reminds me.
In the betting, Trubisky was 40-1, and after that game, he's now at 100-1
Oh my
for
god.
MVP.
Who
Who
needs
sells,
a quarterback right now?
Huh?
Who needs a quarterback right now?
Tennessee.
There's like, right. There's like,
The-
besides Tennessee, what other
Dolphins?
team? No, they've got two. They've got Ryan Fitzpatrick and
I forgot they had
what's it,
Fitzpatrick.
Arizona. They just
Fitzmagic.
traded
Josh Rosen.
Yeah, Josh Rosen. There's
He's
like
not good.
one
I'm
other
a-
team.
I'm a Rosen believer.
So we don't even have to trade up that far if we want to get a quarterback this year because
no, if-
they're all going to drop.
if Miami's down there, if the Giants put Daniel Jones in and they're down there,
Jones.
if the
Biggest meme of the century.
I mean,
Why would they? But they like Daniel Jones, so why
I
would
know,
they draft
but
him a
like,
quarterback?
why do they like Daniel Jones?
I don't know.
Okay, we're
but
just
they
gonna go.
do.
All right, we're just gonna go down. Okay, Rams Panthers. Rams at the
Rams.
Panthers at 1 p.m.
Panthers are good, but
Rams.
they're not that good.
I'm just not.
Depends
a big,
on
I'm
Todd
not,
Gurley's health. though.
I haven't seen.
Panthers are a solid
Well, I think
silver
I
tier
think it
every year.
depends on Cam Newton's health because the last time I saw him, I haven't seen him post the shoulder surgery. And I remember seeing him in one of the games last year, and he had a chance to go down the field, and his arm just looked fatigued. Like he has one of the strongest arms in the league, but he just could not get it.
I think he was having some ankle issues earlier.
It's
wasn't
because he like plays like he's a running back, and he's taking NFL hits.
So I'm gonna take the Rams, but the Panthers are interesting. They have a great front seven.
Good running back.
Good
they could be
running back.
good this year. Yeah.
And Cam Newton is
Who's he throwing to though?
DJ Moore and Devin Funchess.
That's why I took Baker Mayfield over
And
Cam
Greg
Newton in
Olsen.
our league. I could have gotten Cam, but I went with Baker.
Well, that's kind
because,
of a no-brainer.
because like the supporting
Hype
cast.
train.
Is, even though like Cam Newton's gonna get a ton of rushing touchdowns.
Okay, this one Redskins Eagles at the Eagles.
Easy. Redskins are one of the worst teams in the
I
league.
am
Eagles.
I wanted
Man.
the Titans to get Dwayne Haskins.
Eagles or Cowboys. Like, who do you think's got the division this year?
That's an interesting question.
I mean, Zeke's back now, so
So
Oh, Zeke
let's
is
just
back.
go
I
at like
forgot about that.
position group. So like quarterback, I'll give the talent edge to Carson Wentz, but he has not
Health
finished the
concerns?
season in a few minutes. So Dak, like he's
and
gonna be
now
there.
they don't have Big Nick Energy backing him up. So
Man, I mean, so yeah, I know Carson Wentz is more talented than Dak. Carson Wentz is one of the most talented QBs in the NFL. He just can't finish a season.
who is their backup now?
I don't know. But I'll tell you, this is so off topic, but I was watching Hard Knocks. Geno Smith is the Seahawks backup, and he was spinning the ball in that game. He was. I love watching
Do you
him.
remember what ended his career? He was like the Jets starting quarterback, and then he got punched in the face in the locker room, and it broke his jaw, and that like basically just like stalled any kind of progress he was making.
That's so strange. I remember that, but
Yeah.
like, yeah.
They had to like wire his jaw shut. Like the guy shattered his face.
Has anyone picked an upset yet? No. Okay. Do you want someone to write it down on their laptop or something? Who we're all picking?
Yeah.
Josh has got it.
I was gonna
Yeah.
ask who's everyone's like biggest
Okay.
underdog.
This is well, we can do that right after this.
Yeah.
This is a toughie. Bills at the Jets.
Jets.
This is a dumb one.
Jets. Jets.
Bills.
I
You
kinda
said
I
what
don't
you
know.
say a while
I
ago
should-
about the Bills.
I kind of want to take the Bills. I like.
He's a believer, dude.
I'm
Yeah,
a Bill
something like
Lever.
that.
I know. When
For
was
no
that?
reason.
No. When they had Tyrod Taylor, that was 2 years ago though. That was when they had
Shady and Tyrod.
Shady and Tyrod Taylor, and they were trying to make the playoffs.
And they had that Alabama linebacker.
And their defense
was
went
pretty
off.
good. Yeah.
That was a while back. I was a believer. And I think I'm a believer for this game. I'm gonna take
Bills.
Josh Allen.
Jets are the worst team.
Jets are not the worst team. They have Le'Veon
One of the
Bell
worst
and
teams.
Sam Darnold.
And Jamal Adams on defense.
Yeah, I think the Jets are a better team, but I like the Bills here.
And their D tackle that they just drafted from USC.
Oh, Payne? No. Wait, no.
Who is actually the worst team?
Cardinals, right?
Redskins, Miami.
Redskins or Cardinals or Miami?
What is that guy's name?
I think the Cardinals right now are. But until I see Kyler Murray be good, then yeah. Okay. Falcons at the Vikings. Oh.
Oh.
I'm going to say because it's
I'm gonna take the Jets.
Vikings.
Just sorry.
I'd like to see the
Jump in
over-unders
there.
here and stuff, but like, I mean, it's just the schedule.
Minnesota is
I can
favored to
pull
win
that
the
I
up.
want to
game.
say Vikings.
By how much?
It just says Minnesota favored to win.
Oh,
Which
man.
game? The Vikings are favored.
Okay.
It's
Does it give you
they're
the-
under
the-
180.
Does it give you the over-under?
The spread is 3.5 points.
Man, 3
Vikings.
points. Do you want to take like 3.5? That's a.
Right, it's 3.5. So
Did we do the Titans
So
game?
you have
like
to win
a
by
field
4.
goal.
Titans
Yeah,
game is
more
yeah,
than a field
yeah.
goal.
We
So
already
I-
did Titans game.
it's more than a field goal,
I
which
said
is a
I'm
big
going to
deal.
put my faith in
we
Titans.
even. I mean, well, it's next.
I'm taking the Browns in the Titans game.
Oof.
Okay, I guess skip to the Browns Titans.
No. We already did it. So I was just letting Josh know. They said we already did it. So I
Shoot.
didn't want to get left behind.
Okay. Oh man, this is tough. I like the Falcons to cover the spread, even if they lose by a field goal.
I'll take the Vikings. I'll take the better defense.
Yeah, I'll take
Vikings.
Are we just straight up picking win or lose?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, let's just do that. Okay, yeah, I'll take the Vikings then. But I like if I was betting, I would
Take that
I would
for
take
sure.
I would take Falcons by field. I would take them to lose by a field goal.
I like the Vikings. I think the Vikings are just underrated.
I'm just not a
honestly.
Kirk. I think they're one of the. If the Browns are the most talented team, the Vikings are the second or third.
I think the
and
Vikings are similar to the Titans, where they're just like kind of slept on right now. In my
Titans are
opinion,
slept on.
but they are. The Titans have had two 9-7 seasons.
We
They're
have the
poised to
potential.
make the
Hashtag
playoffs.
good to
We have
great.
the
baby.
potential
Good
Are
to
the
be
great.
slept
Cowboys
on.
slept on?
No.
I think-
No,
They're
they're
like picked to
No.
win the division
No.
this year.
they're people have put them high up.
Who do you
Okay.
have to beat once you get out of the division? Who do you have to beat to get to the Super
The
Bowl?
Rams.
I'll take the boys in that one.
The
Who do you have
the
to beat
Saints?
past that?
Cowboys,
oh,
Rams.
That's the tough game. You got to beat the Saints.
We beat them last year.
Oof.
In the prime. We broke their win streak.
That'd be such a good game.
The NFC is so deep, man. Okay, anyway, yeah. Ravens at the Dolphins. Ravens. Give me the Ravens. Give me some Ravens.
Ravens, easy.
Anyone? Okay, yeah. Chiefs at Jaguars.
Chiefs.
Okay. Yeah, Chiefs. Titans at Browns. Give me the
Browns.
Say Titans, man. I'm gonna do it.
Give me the Titans. Give me some Titans. I'm not a fan.
Josh, I
but
haven't heard yours
Without Taylor Lewan, I can't go Titans.
yet. I didn't hear your
I don't
opinion on Mariota either. Do you want him gone?
Mariota? I think he's very average. I don't think he's a future.
Get him out
I
of
think
here.
we should just let his contract run up and try to draft one of the
Back to
quarterbacks
Hawaii.
coming out.
I want to get something out of him though. I really would like to trade him if we can.
I mean, what are you going to trade him
Nobody
for?
would want
He's
that.
a backup.
I heard.
He's a good backup.
I heard from.
That's
he's
what he
like
is.
he's like Tannehill though. Like, I feel him and Tannehill are similar. Like they could be starters, but they're gonna win you 9 games, and like that's a guaranteed kind of solid season. But beyond that, that's no one's goal is to win 9 games, and he hasn't proven he can do anything past that really, other than when he threw a touchdown pass to himself and beat the Chiefs.
That was kind of.
But then stuff like that just buys him so much time, and I don't understand it.
Okay, Colts at the Chargers.
Chargers.
Chargers, but I think it's closer than people expect.
Chargers defense is good, really good.
What I mean, I know we're just picking straight up, but can you tell me the spread here?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
'Cause
trying to juggle here.
I think the Chargers are going to be favored by too much.
Actually, I don't
I
remember how the Chargers
would
were
agree.
last year.
They
Aren't
were
they
really
pretty
good. They
good?
went 12-4.
Chargers are under 6.5, so not a full touchdown.
Okay, maybe they'll win. I have no
I
idea on
think
that one.
I'm going to take, if I was betting, I'd take the Colts to cover that.
Yeah, 2 field goals.
Because the Chargers
Or
are
no.
missing Derwin James, who's the
Yeah.
most talented defensive player, and Melvin Gordon. They've had a noisy offseason. Oh, my God, I sound like Colin Coward. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'll take Chargers to win, though. Seahawks, Bengals. Oh, I think the Bengals are the worst team.
Yeah, they'll
They
have
could
they'll have
be.
the
They
first
very
pick.
well could be.
And they need a quarterback. We could trade Mariota to the Bengals.
For who?
Give them Mariota and our first round pick for their first round pick,
That's
which is
not
going to be
okay.
like
Adam
1 and
acts
2.
like Adam's like I should be a GM.
I would make
honestly,
like
yeah.
Why don't
fantasy
they
football
do this?
trades.
He would try, and like people would be like,
would.
"What are you doing?" I would love to see it happen for a day, just so everyone would be like, "No,
But nobody
That's
even
not how it
tries.
works.
Nobody even
Dumb.
tries.
that's not how it works."
Why would it not? Why would they not take that?
There's
Mariota
like so
and
many
our
more
first
factors
round,
at play than
and
like,
we get a high first round. They get a extra first round pick plus a quarterback.
Because they don't want Marcus Mariota.
They
They
haven't
wanna-
even. They've never even like won a playoff game.
They want him
and
as a
Mariota
backup.
can win a playoff game.
I think Andy Dalton has
Uh,
won a playoff game.
I'm pretty sure
One.
that's like his thing is like he hasn't won a playoff game. He's like the standard for like an average NFL quarterback. Is like it's like the Andy Dalton line. Remember we
Is he
talked
bel-
about that?
Is he below average?
Did he move below the Andy Dalton line? Is he below his own line?
I think he is. I think Kirk
Has
Cousins is
he
average.
set a new line?
Is Mariota the new line?
No, I think Mario is below average.
Who
I can
is-
see that.
Who is the line?
I think Kirk Cousins is very average.
You think Kirk Cousins is the new Andy Dalton line?
No. Because I just think that that quarterbacks have gotten better. You know, there's more talent right now than there was 5 years ago.
Which game are we on?
Oh, I don't even remember. 49ers at the Bucks.
Bucks.
Give me the 49ers.
Bucks. I don't know.
Jimmy G,
Okay.
baby.
Jimmy G throwing to Jalen
I don't
Hurd,
know.
making Butch Jones look like an
I guess.
idiot.
I
I
guess
think it could be a
Niners. I don't know.
shootout.
Give me Jimmy G.
So what's the spread on that?
It's a weird game.
The spread is 1 point under for the Bucks.
There was
so it's
I think
basically
there
a
was a
toss-up.
pick'em this week. I think
It was this and
it was
the
Raiders
Denver,
Raiders Broncos
yes,
is pick'em
that was-
in Vegas.
yeah.
Like it's no spread.
Yeah,
They
it's,
just
Really?
it's 2 points right now, but it was
That's
like
gonna be crazy.
it was like
Okay.
1 point last night.
All right, so
I need Mike Evans
Or
the ball.
no, the Broncos are favored now by
Oh, yeah,
because
of
they're
course
under
they-
2
yeah.
after
Oh,
AB
'cause AB's
dropped.
not
Yeah,
playing.
that's right.
that's wild. Okay, Yeah. Okay. Giants at the Cowboys.
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 Yeah, Cowboys.
Giants.
The spread is only like 7 points.
Shut up, Daniel.
That's a big spread.
Like
7 points is a lot.
They're y'all are
7.5
expected to, like,
under.
just
Okay, 7.5
run
is
all
better.
over their defense, right? Like Zeke is supposed to go off in that game.
I mean, I think Tony Pollard will get some work, just because Zeke.
Wasn't there?
Yeah. Just because.
Zeke's gonna like
If
take a screenshot of Jerry Jones telling him that and be like,
If it be-
"Cowboys are the devil."
If it becomes a close game, Zeke will, but I don't think it will be. Lions at the Cardinals. Give me the ooh.
You were about to say it, and I was
forgot
gonna be
about
like,
Lions.
"Ooh, this might be my upset game."
I kind of like Matthew Stafford sometimes.
I'm gonna
Mess.
Cardinals. I'm taking the upset here.
All right, give me the Lions.
I feel like it's hard to pick the Cardinals.
Kyler
I
Murray's
mean, it's
gonna
just
come
like a
out and
hype
ball.
thing.
That's purely based on the only NFL football I've seen from Kyler Murray has been Kyler Murphy. Kyler Murray has been bad.
You should do what Dan
Still said
Patrick
it wrong
does with
after you did that.
whatever that person is, and say his name wrong on purpose until we get other people to say his name wrong. You remember what that? It was.
Mariota.
It was no. It was
Four
Russell
times.
Wilson. He remember he calls Russell Wilson Jr. the third. Dan Patrick calls him that, and that's like their goal is to say that enough until someone else calls him that. It's actually really hilarious.
Okay,
Like he
wait.
says it so normal.
Is it?
He's like, and
It's
Russell
M-
Wilson Jr.
It's
the third.
Mariota, right?
It's Mariota.
Yes,
I'm
that
so-
is
well, then
that
I'm
gets messed up.
Well, then I'm gonna say Mariota. Okay. Steelers at the Patriots.
Unless you're Roger Goodell and you say with
Pass.
the
The
second
Patriots.
pick in the NFL draft, the Titans
People are
select
acting like this
Marcus
game's gonna be super
Mariota.
close, but I don't think
I
so.
like the Pats here.
I do too.
Rip Gronk,
yeah,
though.
The
Patriots.
spread is
Who said-
under
Oh, I
6
was-
points.
I was
6
watching
points
that.
for the Patriots.
6 for the Patriots? That's a
Yeah.
lot if I was betting, but I like the Patriots.
I
to
think
win.
they can cover.
The Patriots won the Super Bowl and then got
I mean, who do the
Better.
Steelers have anymore?
James Conner and Juju and Ben and
Which,
Big Ben.
Ben.
They'll be
James
good.
Washington.
good. Like,
they still have
that's-
good receivers, honestly.
Yeah. And Dante Moncrief.
Yes.
It's basically the younger version of what they had. Just Ben is still old.
I love James Conner, man.
Josh Dobbs though. Josh Dobbs is the backup.
If
I'm still
if
amazed
Dobbs
he's in the
inherits
NFL.
Conner and Juju,
I know that could be sick.
like that would be ideal.
And the Steelers like him.
That would be like Dak inheriting Dez and Zeke.
The Steelers really like him, and the fans really like him.
He's just so perfect.
But yeah, I'm gonna take the Patriots.
My
The
quarterback.
Patriots. So they won the Super Bowl
That was when
against,
Tennessee was
against the second most talented team, or the most talented team. I guess last year was the Rams, and then the Patriots went and just got better at everything except tight end. So that's kind of wild.
Y'all think Tom will win another one?
Yes, I think he'll win this
good.
year.
I think he could win this.
Yeah, I
year.
was gonna ask bowl predictions too.
Well, after this, we can go early Super Bowl predictions. Okay. Texans at the Saints.
Saints.
Ooh,
Mm.
Dang, man.
that's a good game.
Saints are favored by
I want to say
7.
Saints, but
Saints are favored by 7.
Give me the Texans. And I love that pick, by the way. I would, yeah. I think the Texans just.
where is it at?
It's in New Orleans.
It's in. Oh. Yeah. Okay. I love it less, but I
I'm
love
saying
it.
Saints, but not by much. I
And
don't
then the
know.
Broncos at the Raiders.
Give me the Broncos, dude.
That's just kind of like,
Joe Flacco. Give me the Broncos.
like Joe Flacco. I don't even know who the running back is.
Philip Lindsay.
Philip
He
Lindsay's-
went off in fantasy
know he's
last
Philip
year.
Lindsay was like good in
good.
fantasy. I had him last year.
Yeah. Julio Jones is extended.
Speaking to the mic, John.
3 years, $66 million.
For Julio Jones.
Yeah, for Julio Jones.
I just kind of wish.
Why are we breaking news on a podcast? Like that?
I find it funny because we're doing these, but we're probably not gonna have this video uploaded until after these games. And
Yeah,
that's not
I
gonna
know.
matter. So.
That's fine.
It's
I mean,
fine.
it
'Cause
doesn't
we're
hurt.
still talking about football, so it's okay.
We're keeping score for these, so.
Yeah, it's just yeah. Okay, and then I guess I'll take the Broncos.
The last game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, early Super Bowl predictions. I'm gonna go. Patriots are gonna make it. again.
Wait, are we doing the game or the winner?
I'm gonna go for the game and the winner.
And winner.
Patriots make it.
All right, hold on.
The Patriots are going again. That's almost.
Was that Drew
Give
Brees'
me-
last chance?
I don't want to say this, but like almost a lock in the AFC.
Give me the Chiefs and the Saints.
The Saints.
That's what we all wanted
Chiefs
last
and the
year.
Saints, dude.
That's
And
what I
Good
wanted last
game.
year.
My bad.
Chiefs and the Saints, and whose defense is better?
The Saints.
Then I'm going with the Saints.
I want to go Patriots. You know, I'm going.
The Patriots
They're
should have
pretty-
lost to
Pats
KC
and
last year
boys.
just because they got lined up in the neutral zone. Like that sent them to the Super Bowl.
Patriots got better.
Both teams that were in the Super
They got
Bowl
better
last year should
receivers,
not
they
have
got
been
more
there.
Yeah, I
athletic,
did
they
not
got
like
better
last
on
Super Bowl.
defense.
The last
I
Super
would have
Bowl
rather
was
had
such a
both the
joke.
other teams.
The Patriots shouldn't have been there. Just they were only
was
there
fine with
because
the-
that guy lined up off sides, and then the only reason that the Rams were there is because of that missed PI call. So it should have been KC Saints, like I'm saying. So I think both of those teams make up for it and get back this year. And the Saints are just kind of like my second favorite NFL team because of Alvin Kamara, and they're fun to watch.
just
And
so-
Taysom Hill.
And Taysom Hill, dude, let's
okay,
go.
y'all know, I love Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill.
and
loves Taysom Hill.
He knows. Y'all know that I have argued that he's the best football player in the in the NFL.
all around.
Yeah, but
Even though that's like
That's-
totally
That's not true.
like there's some freak athlete somewhere that like can also play every other position like better than like imagine if you put like I don't even know.
Cam
LeBron?
Newton.
Yeah, like put Cam
Newton
Newton
at
at-
defensive
yeah.
line.
Man. you
Nah.
could say he's one of the best athletes.
LeBron.
No,
Right,
Taysom
Adam?
Hill.
We
He's
don't
just like an
talk
athlete.
Yeah.
He's not a.
We're not getting
He's not
into
like.
this
Well,
one.
no, because I've seen those meme pages though. Like, if you could choose one player to play every position.
Yeah, play every single
It's-
position.
We're all
It's Cam
diehard
Newton.
LeBron fans, by the way. Mostly Adam.
Oh no, but we're not, and that's not for today.
That's
no.
the whole.
That's
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 for
later.
next
We're gonna
week.
close that book.
Yeah, just go ahead and no. Okay, I'm so biased. I'm gonna go Cowboys. I think we have the best.
That's not biased.
Formula.
That's for the Super Bowl. I thought
Yes.
you were saying
Yes.
the Giants.
Whoa.
Winning
That's
the
not
Super
biased. They're gonna
Bowl.
kill the
Very
Giants.
biased.
Yeah.
Dude, top 5 defense.
Think about who you
talent.
got to get past.
I
though.
want Saints Chiefs.
I do too. I want
That
both
would be so fun.
because it's the right thing to have happen. I want them in the Super Bowl because they both
And I'd
should
be
have
fine
been
with
there
either of
last
them.
year.
I'd be fine with either.
Plus, I want to see Patrick Mahomes and Alvin Kamara in a Super Bowl. Like that would just be awesome.
My homeboy. Do you guys think he replicates? Like, definitely not Like, he won't statistically be as good.
I
But
mean, he was kind of a surprise. So like people were gonna
think
know
people are gonna
what's
be more
coming
ready
this
for him,
year.
yeah.
but like by
Yeah.
week 8, people knew what was coming. I've heard people say like, "Oh, they're gonna have film on him." By week 8, the rest of the teams had film on him, and they couldn't stop him. Can you not hear?
It was like that for me too.
I don't know. It's
It
just
does every
it's
now
As
and
long
just
as it's not affecting.
Just make sure you're not like
No,
stepping
no.
on any wires
so
or
my
anything.
my
You should be good.
headset is going.
I don't think you
We
are.
can talk about it later.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay. But yeah. Anything else?
Well, what do you want? What do you want, Daniel, for the Super Bowl? What are you thinking?
Dude, I want Adams. I want Saints Chiefs. That's what I wanted last year. But I'd be fine with like.
It's the right thing. They deserve to be there.
It's
Yeah.
the right pick.
It's the right.
No, it's
There
not the
is
right
no
pick.
other
It's like the
pick.
karma pick. It's like
the
they
mor-
deserve to be there.
I'm
It's
morally
the right.
obligated.
Yes,
to
it's the
pick
morally
that.
right Super
That's
Bowl
what
pick.
it is.
Yes.
That's so funny.
Pats Saints.
Oh, Pat's.
Ooh,
Saints.
that'd
Like,
be a good game.
So they upset
The battle of
Chiefs
the old
again.
men. You know.
Pats. Saints.
Oh,
The
Tom Brady
Pats are
versus.
not. The Pats are not the underdog with the Chiefs.
They
No.
were last year.
But no, I'm
Pats
saying
are never
they're
an
not
underdog.
anymore.
Like
The Pats got better.
Who is everyone's underdog? And
like
who's,
sleeper that
are,
will
are
be
y'all
good.
saying that Browns are most overhyped?
I think the Browns are overhyped. Honestly, like I think if I was like betting, I would bet
I think if I have a team that's
against
not
the Browns
supposed to do good,
'cause
that
they're
makes the
overhyped.
Okay, team that's not supposed to make the playoffs, that makes the playoffs.
Tennessee.
No, Tennessee 9
Does
and
that
7.
count? Is
2
Tennessee
years.
supposed to make the playoffs? Because I would say Tennessee if they're not
Yeah.
supposed to make the playoffs.
I've heard analysts saying they
They're
probably
kinda
should.
supposed to be a wild card, I think, aren't they?
We'll get knocked out first round if we make it.
Probably.
Obviously,
So
but I don't know.
optimistic.
Maybe.
I think Texans have it.
I don't know.
Man, I don't know.
Are Jags underdog?
They're not gonna do anything.
Not again.
I don't think they're.
Okay, playoff picture for the NFC is so
Maybe
foggy.
the Panthers. I don't know. But no, they're in the same division with the Bucks and the Saints. You can't take the Panthers.
Okay, so if you had to choose one of these teams to miss the playoffs in the NFC, Seahawks, Packers, Vikings, Cowboys, Eagles. Okay,
Seahawks.
I'm gonna list all the playoff teams in the NFC, and which one do you think shouldn't make it? Falcons, Panthers, Cowboys, Packers.
The Falcons will not
Falcons.
make it.
Falcons, but neither will the Panthers
Seahawks.
because their division's too hard. They're like the third best team in that
But
division.
they can still get a wild card though.
I think the Panthers. The Panthers went. Wait, okay.
2 years ago, I think 3 of them went.
I think the Panthers could be better than the Bucks, but they.
The year that
Probably
Cowboys
lose to
missed
the
the playoffs,
Saints.
3 of them went, I think.
Is that the best division?
What, the NFC South? The Panthers division?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Buccaneers, because
Falcons?
even
I
the
don't know.
Buccaneers are just
Yeah,
like, okay.
because it was the AFC South, but now Andrew Luck's gone, and they're not supposed to be good, and the Jags are like not as good as they were a year ago.
Do you remember when the AFC like North? No.
That's never been a thing because they've never been able to challenge the Patriots. Like
No.
ever.
I misspoke. It was the one with the Chiefs, the Broncos, and the Raiders.
Yes.
AFC West.
And the
that
Chargers.
that was an insane.
Like they were
division.
all like even when
Like, all four
when
of
the
them were
Raiders
playoff
were good
teams.
and the Broncos were good and the Chargers were and
Yep.
who was the worst team? The
Uh,
Chiefs. The
yeah,
Chiefs
the
were the
Chiefs.
worst.
Chiefs
team.
were not
worst
good
team.
for a while.
because the
Well, no, they were still good though. They had
yeah
Alex Smith.
Alex
Oh,
Smith
that's
and
true.
Jamal
I
Charles,
forgot about
but the
Alex
Broncos
Smith,
would beat
yeah.
up on them when Peyton was the quarterback. They had
That
that.
was
Do you
the-
remember that one crazy game? There was one. It was a Monday night game, I think, and like Jamal Charles like fumbled at the end of the game, and then like the Broncos got it and drove down the field and like won the game. It was insane.
That was a crazy division back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back in the
we're
day.
old.
Back in the day,
We're old men.
I know we're weathered, you know. Veteran football fans. Okay, well, this has been that went by really fast.
not hit. What did you
We
have?
didn't talk about
Trailers.
We
Oh, yeah.
can,
Trailers or Post Malone's
We didn't
album.
talk about pop
we
culture,
can
but-
kind of we can do that another
Yeah,
time.
we
Yeah.
can save it.
Yeah.
We talked
think
about a
that-
lot. I think a good idea would be we could pinpoint the time in the video of certain topics when they start.
Yeah,
So-
like time codes.
Because not
Yeah.
everyone's going to watch
Yeah,
the
of
football
course.
part probably and stuff.
All right,
so.
well,
Yeah.
Well, the football part, like,
guys, that was fun.
about 30 minutes.
Thank you all for listening. You can hit us up on YouTube at Friendly Toxicity and on Instagram
Social media.
and Twitter. And this will be on Apple Podcasts
Very
soonly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, soonly.
Soonly. So thank you guys. Everyone say bye to the people.
By the people.
Bye to the
All
people.
right.
See ya.
All right. Thank you guys for listening.
Farewell.